Hello Year 5s and welcome to our first session of Geography, and we have started our new topic where we'll be exploring biomes and climate. So let's explore a little bit more. So today we are going to find out about different biomes, and then we're going to concentrate and focus on one particular biome, which will be the rainforest. And here are some of the key words that we'll be looking at today. Climate, biome, humid, dense, canopy, and layers. So listen out for those keywords during this session. So what is a biome? A biome is a natural area of plants and animals. The world is divided into lots of different biomes, and they are all different depending on their climate. So the desert, for example, is very hot and very dry, and so because of that, not many plants are able to survive in the desert, are they? But on the other hand, if you go to a temperate forest like this, where the forest is a little bit cooler and a little bit wetter, more things are able to grow there, and so therefore more animals are able to live in this sort of environment. So all it means, a biome just means a different area of plants and animals, but it's depending, as I said, on the climate. So different types of biomes then. There is no exact number where it comes to types of biomes, but many people believe that there are 6 main ones. So we've seen the desert, haven't we? That's one. Can you think of any others? So you've got an aquatic biome. So this is the largest biome out there, covering nearly 75% of our planet, and can be divided into 2 main categories: freshwater and saltwater. And you might not think that climate has much to do with the water, but some areas, depending on where they are near the equator, for example, some will be seas or oceans will be warmer than others. And then you have the desert, which we've spoken about. So these biomes cover about 1/5 of our planet and are extremely dry areas. Depending on their location, they can be either hot or cold. Plants and animals have evolved over time to adapt to the harsh environment. And we've got forests. Forest biomes are home to a variety of trees and other plants. They cover about 30% of our Earth's surface and are extremely important to our ecosystem, as they store carbon and provide many materials that we use, because trees, of course, store carbon, don't they? And then you've got grasslands. The majority of this biome is made up of a variety of grasses, with very few trees or large plants. The 2 main types of grasslands found are tall grass, and that's found in the humid and wet climates, and short grass, which is found in drier climates. This biome is very popular for farming due to the rich soil. So have you ever seen a forest biome or a grassland biome? And then we have the rainforest, which we'll be learning a little bit more about shortly. So this is home to a variety of tropical plants and animals, and found in regions that are warm all year round. Unfortunately, rainforests now cover less than 6% of our planet, but still produce about 40% of our oxygen. And do you know why rainforests cover less of the Earth's surface than they did previously? Well, that's because they are being cut down, aren't they? That's one of for the timber and for various other reasons. And then we have the tundra. This is the coldest biome and therefore has little plant and animal variety. Tundra biomes cover approximately 1/5 of the Earth's surface, so not much can grow in this very harsh condition, and therefore, because not many things can grow, not many animals can live there, can they? So let's have a look then to see where we can find these types of biomes. So if we have a look at the rainforest, for example, if you imagine that's a line going across here, do you remember what that line is called? That invisible line that goes in the centre of the Earth? That's right, it's called the equator, isn't it? And if you remember, countries that lie on the equator tend to be much hotter. So we've got Indonesia here, Southern Africa there, South Africa's there, and then you've got South America here, haven't we? So those are all parts which have rainforests. And then we have temperate and deciduous forests. So that's our climate in Britain. We have a temperate deciduous forest climate. So it has seasons and it's quite cool, isn't it, and wet. And then the tundra, that harsh environment where not many things can grow, that's found here at the top. And then you've also got the deserts as well. Now, surprisingly, the desert covers quite a lot of northern Africa and as well as a lot of Australia. So here are some of the biomes that you can find around the world. And in Britain, don't forget, we have a temperate and deciduous, a temperate climate. Okay, so let's move on. What are rainforests like then? Well, what do you think rainforests are like? What can you imagine them to be like? And why do you think it's called a rainforest? Well, it's called a rainforest due to the amount of rainfall it gets each year. Rainforests have an annual rainfall of at least 100 inches or 254 centimetres and often much more. So rainforests are very dense, warm and wet forests. And here is an example. So because it's very warm and very wet, there are many things that grow there, and so it's home to a lot of wildlife. So the forest, if we just go back, goes into different layers. So at the bottom you have the forest floor, then the understory layer, the canopy layer, and the emergent layer. Let's find out a little bit more about that. So the emergent layer is very sunny because it is at the very top of the trees. Only the tallest trees reach this level. And so we have birds, butterflies, and small monkeys that live at this emergent layer, which is right above and gets the most sunlight. Then you have the canopy layer, and much of the rain is stopped by this thick foliage. Most trees in the forest grow to this height. There are plants that grow in the canopy layer. Their roots don't reach the ground. These are called air plants. So things such as orchids, they will grow and hang just in between the understory layer and the emergent layer. And here you have monkeys, frogs, sloths, as well as lizards, snakes, and many insects that live in the canopy layer. And then we have the understory layer. So that's where there are vines and dense vegetation because there's not much sunlight here. It's sort of towards the bottom, isn't it? And you have those sorts of animals that live there. Then you have the forest floor, which is dark, damp, and full of many dead leaves, twigs, and dead plants. The forest floor is dark due to the trees above stopping the sunlight from entering the forest. It is estimated that only 2% of the sunlight actually reaches the floor. Who lives here? Well, jaguars in South America, gorillas and leopards in Africa, and tapirs and tigers and elephants in Asia. And here we have a scene of the river in the Amazon rainforest. So it's the Amazon River, and you can see just how dense the trees are. So there's not really any houses. There's one little house, I think, here, but the rest is all trees. And that top bit there, so that shows us the emergent layer, doesn't it? Which is right at the top there, right in the sky almost. And then you've got the different layers here of the rainforest. We've got some lovely mangoes that grow in the rainforest here as well. So your task today will be to create a fact file about the Amazon rainforest. Can you include a map? Can you include where it is located? So which countries does it cover? Which countries, so how many countries does it cover? Which countries does it cover? So can you name those countries? What river runs through it? What wildlife can be found there? What is the climate like? And how do people use the rainforest? So you might want to find out about deforestation and the other uses that people have of the rainforest. Now you can see I've included 2 clips there which will be attached to the assignment, and if you watch those that will help you with your research about this fact file. So I look forward to seeing your work and enjoy the videos.